Hello again everyone and welcome back to Skyblock News. I'm your host Derailious, and today we're going to be going over update 0.24.2, which is currently on the Alpha Network, including the Year of the Witch event, as well as a bunch of mining changes. Before we begin, make sure to like and subscribe as we approach 90 and eventually 100k. Use code RAIL on the Hypixel store for 5% off your order, and without any further ado, let's get started. So to begin here today, we are here at Agnes, who is in charge of the Year of the Witch, and the concept is very simple. Mobs will be dropping ingredients during this year, and in order to get the ingredients, you just need to kill mobs of a certain type. So if you kill undead, you can get festering flies. If you kill ender mobs, you get void ooze. Kill arthropods, you get spider eggs, so on and so forth for every mob type in the game. And taking a look at the guide in full, here is every single type. Obviously, they're pretty clear where things come from, like you're going to get shield dust from the shielded mobs, the ruffled feather from the airborne mobs, the funny bone from the skeletal, glaciated brains from glacial, so on and so forth. I think it's pretty obvious what comes from where. But when you actually get these ingredients, and you're going to need a lot of them, you are going to be able to use those ingredients on upgrades. For example, if you kill a bunch of undead mobs and you get festering flies, you get 32 of them, you can get a witch's talisman, which gives you some alchemy wisdom. You can then upgrade that using void ooze as well as frog legs into a witch's ring. Then you can take that and you can upgrade it with smoldering embers, spell soot, and gelatinous goop, and you can get the artifact. There's also a full line of cauldrons here, which you can use to upgrade your witch pet. Once again, going to require 64 of pretty much every single type of mob type drop in the game. There's also the witch's sack over here, which you can use to pretty clearly put the items that you would get from the mobs into a sack. There's the pig brain mix-in as well as the blended fish mix-in. These allow you to get bonuses for the other Year of the Blank events. The team was kind of going over this, that they wanted this event to be the main event that you do to get benefits and buffs in the other events, which I like personally. I think this is really nice. You're going to need frog legs as well as waterborne lice. This is from the aquatic mobs. I believe the frog legs are from animal mobs, so it's not going to require the most crazy types of kills to get these two mix-ins. And then we have the witch pet, of course, which is 64 festering flies at base. This is going to be more undead mobs, so undead mobs seem to be pretty big in this event. That's not all though. If we head over to Alcina, we can see that there is a stew system. If you get 64 of every single type of mob drop, you will be able to get 10,000 coins, 10,000 alchemy XP, as well as one magic find on that specific type of mob. So for example, Void Porridge is with Void Ooze. This will give you one magic find on ender mobs. So on and so forth for every single type of mob in the game. Once again, the event is not the most complicated thing in the world. You're just going to go out into the world and kill stuff. It's going to be pretty interesting to see people leveling up Bestiary. I imagine that would be very popular during this event, but it's not the most exciting thing, but it's not bad either. Heading over to the Dwarven base camp, we can actually talk about the next update as part of this release. Notably, if you do /RNG, we can see that we now have a Frozen Corpse RNG meter. This will allow you to get stuff like the Shattered Locket, for instance. And as you can see, the Shattered Locket is 2.5 million XP in the system, with each Vanguard Corpse being 25,000 total XP. I will hover over pretty much everything else here. Nothing is too out of the ordinary, I'm going to be honest. Some of the drops are actually pretty nice and pretty generous compared to where they are on the main server. Would love to hear what you think about these down below. The Caged Wisp, by the way, is another new item that we'll talk about a little bit later. The RNG meter isn't the only new part of this update, though. There's now also a collection system for corpses, so if you follow the route on screen right now, you will be able to get over to the corpse collection area. It's a little hole in the wall right here by Grandpa Wolf. You have to click on him a little bit, and he does a bunch of dialogue. After you get through all of the dialogue, you'll be able to click on Grandpa Wolf and see the Frozen Corpse milestones. So to begin here, you'll need to loot 10 Lapis Corpses, you'll get the Organ Donor Talisman, 10,000 Glaciite Powder, as well as 5 Skyblock XP. Then you need 25 Lapis Corpses, 1 Umber, and 1 Tungsten, and you gain a plus 10% chance to spawn plus 1 Frozen Corpse when spawning a Glaciite Mineshaft, 25,000 Glaciite Powder, and 10 Skyblock XP. Then at milestone 3, you need 50 lapis corpses, 5 umber, and 5 tungsten. You gain a plus 10% chance to gain plus 1 item when looting a frozen corpse, 50,000 glaciite powder, and 15 skyblock XP. Milestone 4 is 100 lapis, 10 umber, 10 tungsten, and 1 vanguard, giving you the organ donor ring upgrade, 75,000 glaciite powder, and 20 skyblock XP, and that's the one I have right now, giving you 1 cold resistance and sending out a ding when within 20 blocks of an unlooted frozen corpse. At tier 5, we have 250 lapis corpses needed, 25 umber, 25 tungsten, and 5 vanguards needed. This one gives you another plus 10% chance to spawn plus 1 frozen corpse when spawning a glaciite mineshaft, 100,000 glaciite powder, and 25 skyblock XP. Tier 6 continues on, 500 lapis, 50 umber, 50 tungsten, and 10 vanguards, giving you a plus 10% chance to get plus 1 item when looting a frozen corpse, 150k glaciite powder, and 30 skyblock XP. And the final tier gets you the final organ donor artifact upgrade, 200k powder, as well as 35 skyblock XP, and needs 1000 lapis progress, 100 umber, 100 tungsten, and 20 vanguard corpses. As part of this update, the frozen corpse loot tables have been updated, but going through these loot tables would take 20 minutes, so I'm just going to link to them down below and just tell you that they have been improved with the goal of making higher tier corpses more profitable overall, although the variance is still intended. There is another major mining change I want to go over though, with regard to Lumina. This is how you pick up your first mining deployable, the Dwarven Lantern, for about 10,000 coins. You can pick that up, and then you can head over to the Forge, because at Heart of the Mountain 2, 5, 8, and 10, you get upgrades that you can make here. Notably, the Mithril Lantern, which is the second tier, requires the Dwarven Lantern, a refined Mithril, and 16 enchanted emeralds. This one gives you 40 mining speed and 10 mining fortune. Then we have the Titanium Lantern, a Mithril Lantern, 2 refined titanium, and an enchanted emerald block. This one gives you 60 mining speed, 15 mining fortune, and 5 heat resistance. Then we have the Glaciite Lantern. This one requires a titanium lantern, 4 glaciite amalgamations, and 2 enchanted emerald blocks, giving you 80 mining speed, 20 mining fortune, 10 heat resistance, and 5 cold resistance. It also has the perk providing the benefits of the deployable to all players inside of a glaciite mineshaft, regardless of distance. Then we have the Will of Wisp. This is what you need the Caged Wisp for, which is a rare drop from the corpses, from my understanding. This one you need a Glaciite Lantern, Caged Wisp, Perfect Plate, Ever-Burning Flame, and 8 enchanted emerald blocks. This one also gives you 100 mining speed, 25 mining fortune, 20 heat resistance, 10 cold resistance, and 2.5 gemstone spread. Oh, and by the way, if you forgot what an ever-burning flame was, it's this with the plasma bucket, as well as enchanted sulfur cubes, some flames, and some enchanted red sand cubes. As part of this update, there are also a bunch of other mining changes. Notably, they've added the ability to salvage the frosted scute for 100 ice essence. They've added a 5 million coin NPC sell price to the frosted scute, as well as the shattered locket. Don't know why you would ever sell those, but whatever. They added a Worm and Scatha tab list widget to the Crystal Hollows. They added a 2.5 gemstone spread to the Pendant of Devon's Legacy tiered bonus, and they've adjusted the Mining Fiesta's start times, spreading them more evenly throughout the Skyblock year. They now occur throughout the 2nd, 4th, 6th, 8th, and 10th month of the Skyblock year. This is not the ZJ2 Minister perk, by the way. That will still be coming later. They've adjusted Mort to now ask for a Spirit Bone instead of a Spirit Mask as part of his Abaphone Contact quest. They've improved the clarity of Gifts of the Departed, Heart of the Mountain perks item lore. They've adjusted Dead Man's Chest, Heart of the Mountain perk, from 1 to 50%, 2.5 to 25%. And as we already mentioned, they've added a line of Dwarven Lantern mining deployables. There are quite a few quality of life changes that they've made to other aspects of the game as well. To begin, we have combat. They've adjusted the unlock order for the Kudra Pets perks. The order is now Witherbait, Trophy Bait, Crimson, Kudra Fortune, and Kudra Specialist. The main goal here is for Trophy Bait to be more accessible, because 20 trophy chance is a massive amount to be locked behind the epic tier of the pet. They've also adjusted the rarity of the Wolf Talisman from common to uncommon, and they've also adjusted the purchase requirements for the Blood God crest. It can now be purchased infinitely instead of once per profile, and it's now capped at 7 strength. Quite a few changes in terms of dungeoneering as well. They've added the Spirit Mask to the Master Mode Floor 4 drop table and removed it from the Dark Auction. It can only drop from the Obsidian chest and costs 15 mil to open, and has 4 times less weight than a Spirit Sword. They've added a chat message that displays whenever you level up a boss collection. They've adjusted Golden Heads and Diamond Heads to now be purchased from Ophelia upon being unlocked. With this change, Diamond Heads now carry over upgrades from Golden Heads. They've added 250 gold essence to boss collection tiers, where gold heads were previously awarded, and they've added 1,000 diamond essence to boss collection tiers, where diamond heads were previously awarded. They've adjusted the default dungeons class from Berserk to Archer, which is kind of interesting. They've removed the ability to activate Berserk's throwing axe by sneaking while in the catacombs, and they've adjusted the Shadow Assassin Cloak's speed stat. Base has gone from 3 to 10, and Fragged has gone from 5 to 15. In terms of fishing, they've added a Golden Fish tab list widget to the Crimson Isle. They've adjusted the speed of earlier tier fishing minions to ensure the speed increase was more gradual between tiers. They've adjusted fishing baits to only be consumed upon successful catch, which is very nice to see. They've adjusted sea creatures to no longer attack players aside from the spawner unless provoked, and they've removed the mechanic that would cause you to catch nothing if you didn't move for a while when fishing, which I think they already removed, but good to hear that they removed it again. As part of this release, they have also finished the Stranded End of Life update. They have gathered all the feedback, they have made all the changes, and there is a lot of stuff here. I don't know a lot about the Stranded game mode, so I'm going to mostly leave that up to the Stranded player base to discern and figure out what's good and what's bad, but there are quite a few things in this list. Notably adding a bunch of NPCs to Stranded, adding a lot of items to villager trades, so on and so forth, fixing a ton of bugs. The game mode should be way more playable as it enters its final stage of life. And something else to note, when you try to select Stranded in the special mode menu, it says Stranded is no longer under active development, which is a sad state of affairs for the game mode, but it's good to see that they gave it one final update. And before we wrap up, I do have a special announcement here from Celestial Milk.
They added a seal pet! We're getting a seal pet! We're getting a giant seal pet plushie to upgrade that seal pet! Oh my god, I cannot wait till we get to see it. Yay!
They didn't list the stats for the seal pet. It's not in Centauri. We can't find out anything about it yet. But I imagine that one of its perks will be doubling its own stats when the seal event is active, and probably something else related to the bouncy beach balls. But for now, we're just going to have to wait and see. Oh yeah, one more thing. So when you first logged on the alpha, you were able to go to Elizabeth, and you were able to go to the bit shop, and you could find this item for purchase for 3,000 bits. This is a personal slot 7-pack. I am 99% sure that this is for the personal compactors, and they're going to convert it into a system where you put your personal compactors maybe not as accessories, but in their own separate menu, and you can get your own slots for them. Would be very nice to see. Excited to see this somehow be put in the game, though, at some point in the future. Another thing I wanted to state here before wrapping up is if you go to the alpha thread and you go near the top and you hover over the bottom part of the Year of the Witch section, there's a bunch of coordinates as well as a bread bowl. I think this is related to the bread bowl leak that I got a few months back from Motor, which was basically just saying that there was something related to bread bowls in a future update. But I'm not sure, because you go to this location in the main hub on the Alpha Network, and it's just the middle of the cauldron that the Alchemist building is on. So I have no idea what this actually ends up meaning or being. It could be some sort of hunt, it could be nothing, but I rely on the Skyblock community to try to figure it out. Would love to hear what you think about this release down below. I think that the mining changes are actually really nice. I think that Year of the Witch is not the most exciting thing in the world, but none of the Year of the Blank events are. They're just supposed to be supplemental content. I'm interested to see how it releases and how it comes out. It's definitely going to be a motivator for me to actually, go and get my B series maxed in some of the different aspects of the game that I haven't done yet. The Frozen Corpse milestones are great. I love a lot of the changes related to dungeons as well as combat in general. Excited to see the seal pet as well. So leave all your thoughts about this update down below. I know it was a pretty long video. And look to the future, fellas. I'll see you then.